So, good day everyone. Today I'll talk about my activity using a machine learning algorithm called the DBSCAN. So, I use the mall customers dataset to group customers based on their income, spending, and age. So, the goal is to help businessmen understand customer behavior and improve sales in his mall. So, let's start by understanding what DBSCAN and how I used it. So first, what is DBSCAN? So DBSCAN stands for density-based spatial clustering of applications with noise. So it's a method that groups data into clusters based on how close the data points are to each other. So what makes DBSCAN special is that it finds clusters of any shape and it automatically detects outliers or noise or the points that don't fit into any group. So to make DBSCAN work, we need to set two things or the two parameters. So first is the epsilon or the EPS, which is the maximum distance where points are considered close enough to be in the same group. And the next one is the minimum samples, which is the minimum number of points needed to form a group or cluster. So, for example, if points are close to each other within the EPS distance and meet the minimum samples requirement, the DBSCAN groups them together. So now, let's proceed to the dataset overview. So let me explain it briefly. So the dataset I used has information about mall customers, including the gender, age, annual income, and spending score. So I focused on clustering customers to find patterns that can help improve the mall's marketing and also to improve the sales strategies. So here's the step-by-step process I used in following the DBSCAN algorithm to this dataset. So first is that here I loaded the dataset using Python and checked the first few rows to understand the dataset. So here is the first few rows of the dataset. So the next step is I picked important columns like annual income, age, and the spending score to find meaningful clusters. So that's the features that I chose. So next is I used standard scaler to scale the data. Scaling is important because DBSCAN looks at distances and large numbers like income that could dominate the results. So next one is I applied DBSCAN here. So I set EPS to 0.6 and minimum samples to 6. This means points within a small distance 0.6 are grouped if there are at least 6 nearby points. So the DBSCAN algorithm then labeled each point as part of a cluster or as noise or the negative one. So here I just printed the cluster counts, and the next one is the visualization. So I created scatter plots for the visualization. Here is the annual income versus spending score, and here is the age versus the spending score. So for the interpretation of the results, so first is the annual income versus the spending score. So here we can see that customers with high income and high spending formed one group. They are premium customers who can be offered VIP services. So another group had low income and low spending. So they might respond well to discounts and promotions. So next is for the age versus spending score. So younger customers who spend more formed a cluster. So they could be targeted with trendy or tech-related products. So older customers with lower spending scores formed a separate group and might prefer practical products. So as you can see, the black points in the plots here are the noise or outliers showing customers with unusual spending behavior. So why did I choose DBSCAN? So I chose DBSCAN because it handles outliers automatically, so without needing extra steps. It can find clusters of any shape, unlike the other methods like k-means, and it doesn't require me to decide the number of clusters beforehand. So, in conclusion of this algorithm, so DBSCAN helped me group customers based on their spending habits, income, and age. So these insights can help the businessmen create better marketing strategies, like offering discounts to low spenders or exclusive deals for premium customers. So that would be all, and thank you.